I'm pretty sure just about everyone knows Super Mario Bros. Released in 1985. For those who don't, are either babies or people who I'm jealous for actually having a life. So I'm not gonna waste your time explaining why this game got so popular. I'm gonna waste your time questioning a question that dare not be questioned. Does Super Mario Bros. From 1985 hold up? Well, to find out such a question, we must answer 3 different questions. What is the game itself? How are the controls? And how are the levels themselves? Let's start with the first one. Super Mario Bros. Is a 2D platformer about getting to the end of the level by touching the stripper pole or beating Bowser while avoiding bottomless pits and enemies. Enemies such as Goombas, Koopas, Hammer Bros, Lagartus and fishes. Yes, fishes. It is admittedly very simple, but to keep things fresh, the game keeps a good variety of scenery, being outside, being underground, being underwater, and being at a castle. And to spice things up, there are different power-ups, a mushroom, a fire flower, and a star. The mushroom makes Mario a little bit bigger, and with it you can break certain blocks to get to different parts of a level and take an extra hit. With the fire flower, you can do all those things I said about the mushroom, but now with extra arson. I do love this power up for that reason, cause with the exception of a few enemies, you can kill just about every single enemy with the fire flower, even Daddy Bowser himself. But you still need to be careful of not being hit or you go back to normal small Mario. And you can only throw 2 fireballs at once, so it's not overpowered. The last power up is a star. Grab it and Mario becomes untouchable to everything, except bottomless pits. But it's only in a few levels and it only lasts a few seconds, so it's not overpowered either, which is nice. Now for the second question, how are the controls? It works as well as a 2D platformer should work, with going left and going right and jumping and sacrificing your newborn and whatnot. Though at points it feels like I'm controlling a slightly heavy brick, like it's not as smooth as I want it to be. And when I'm in the air trying to turn the other way around, it doesn't feel quite right. But it is something I can get used to. I mean, a game can have meh controls but still be fun if the levels themselves are fun. Speaking of, let's get into the last question. How are the levels themselves? Well, despite saying earlier that the game keeps things fresh and spices it up with power-ups, I still find it a bit too basic.
You what?
It's not bad at all, but it fails to leave an impact on me since there's really not that many levels that I remember all too well other than 1-1, 1-2 and 4-1. And 2 of them I only really remember because I have played them way too much. But hey, the other levels are still fun, and I can't say I find them bad. If I wasn't talking about the castle levels. They start off fine with decent platforming and saving this little shit instead of this bitch. But as they go on, they decide to do this bullshitty shit dumb fuck thing of turning things into a guessing game of what platform to be on to make any sort of progress. They don't even give you any hints whatsoever, you're just supposed to know all this. It becomes especially bad at the last level, 8-4, where the game just expects you to know that you need to get into this pipe, then hit a secret block to get into this pipe, then be underwater for whatever reason, and when you're out of the water, only then can you fight Bowser. And yeah, you could make the argument that it becomes easier once you've played it 1,000 times, but now I become angry at the fact that this game thinks it's good enough for me to want to play it again after that!
Know your fucking place, trash!
Now with all this new knowledge, let's answer the question I questioned at the beginning of the video. Does Super Mario Bros. From 1985 hold up? Well, I'd say yes. Ish. Even after all that complaining, I think it can still be fun to be played nowadays. Though I also feel there's so many other games I'd rather play than this lovely game. It may not hold up by today's standards of video games, but hey, maybe it doesn't need to. If it wasn't for this game, we might have not had video games in today's day. Games that can help us through hard times and connect with people.
Faven, can you please explain why you were running away from a dead body?
Maybe she was running away from the murderer.
Yeah. No,
So, I may not like this game too much, but I certainly do respect it.